What this biggest summit in Israel is all about is dreamers, idea people, innovators, entrepreneurs who come up with ideas for stuff, getting together with the money people who can give them the cash to make that stuff into real products and maybe improve the world at the same time.
John Medved, head of OurCrowd, a backer of startup companies, sees improving the world as a mandate for the Jewish people.
God created the world in 6 days, except that he left it for man to perfect. Okay, in other words, it's up to us to join the Almighty and to make things right. And that's sort of like the real agenda item here. That's what we're all talking about. And I hope that together we're going to make some progress.
In one of the first eye-catching exhibits after the welcome sculpture sat a personal electric-powered plane that could eventually cut down on gas guzzlers and jammed highways.
It's very difficult to own a private aircraft or a helicopter. And we're trying to remove most of the obstacles that prevent people from owning private aircraft. And being vertical and being electrical and therefore quiet is just part of it.
A few feet away, UBQ Materials showcased a way to take waste produced at home and turn it into a replacement for an environmental threat choking dumps and landfills.
So we turn household waste into a sustainable substitute to plastic.
We also saw H2 Pro promoting its cleaner, greener way involving hydrogen to reduce the much talked about carbon footprint.
The hydrogen industry and the hydrogen emissions, CO2 emissions, are 12 to 15% of the global carbon dioxide emissions. So making that green will contribute immensely to decarbonizing the world.
This quadriplegic gentleman from Up and Ride Robotics buzzed around the summit in a device designed to change the lives of people who can't walk by getting them up on their feet.
It's the dignity of the person. Being little in a wheelchair, sitting like this, no one really counts you.
Debate over the present government under Benjamin Netanyahu has led to a move encouraging investors to keep their money out of Israel as long as he's in charge. Medved says most investors concentrate on bigger issues than Israeli politics.
Creativity and the kind of drive that creates startups flourishes in democratic environments. And I think Israel's democracy is healthy. I think there's some, wild people who say things. People are upset and passionate. And I'm not going to hold it against them. We're getting beyond that here at this conference. We're talking about how to fight greenhouse gases, how to clean the world's water supply, how to reforest the trees. I mean, the reality is, and your audience certainly understands this, humanity has to be a partner with God in creation.
One new development here is how the Abraham Accords have paved the way for groups of Arabs and Muslims to visit due to better relations between Israel and countries like Morocco and the United Arab Emirates. Investors worldwide flock here because of a continued economic growth, while places like America and Europe are stagnant or slipping into recession. Medved sees Israel's continuing financial prosperity as part of its reward for trying to do right spiritually.
If Israel wasn't the startup nation, so what are we going to be? Okay, I'm sorry, this is our destiny. Our destiny is to create. Our destiny is to, fix the world. And we're just a little people. We make a lot of noise. But I think that most Israelis, whether they wear a yarmulke or they don't wear a yarmulke, view this as a spiritual undertaking, that we're doing this not just to make money, but to do good. And we believe very firmly at OurCrowd in the double bottom line, where you can do good and make money at the same time.
So look at this place, some 6,000 people, hundreds of innovators and entrepreneurs and startups coming together with thousands of investors for a common purpose, to do good and to do some business. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from the OurCrowd Global Summit, Jerusalem.